Drew Lock took care of business for the Seattle Seahawks. Again, we were so focused at the beginning of the show, and understandably so. The Philadelphia Eagles are the defending NFC champs, having lost 3 in a row with a quarterback who could have been the MVP of the Super Bowl, if not the league last year, saying at the end of the 3-game losing streak that they're intimating that there's some people who aren't committed enough on the team right now. So obviously that's going to get the top story. But the Seahawks, you can make the case, they needed it more last night. Mm-hmm. Okay? They needed it more last night. Because I finished my opening segment about the Eagles to say, hey, look, here's the good news. You're still a team that can win the division and play not 1, but maybe 2 home games, being the 2 seed. And all you got to do is beat the Giants twice and the Cardinals once. And those are teams that appear to be beatable, although it's an any given Sunday situation. You know what I'm saying. Seattle lost 4 in a row. And they were losing track of the rest of the playoff race, that now the Rams are sitting in a playoff spot, and the Rams have already swept them. So they're losing track with the rest of the wild card race. They needed it. And Drew Lock didn't know he was starting. We didn't know. I was doing the Westwood One radio broadcast last night, the studio. Number of times I'm like, what are we seeing? What's going on? Would you know anything? They dressed Geno.
Yep.
Just to what? Mess with everybody?
Maybe they really thought he might start.
And so Drew Lock is one of those guys who's once upon a time a starter. Then he got COVID when there was a battle for the quarterback position 2 summers ago. Geno got the start, became comeback player of the year. It's his team. And Drew Lock got a chance last night. Oh, by the way, Monday Night Football against the defending NFC champs. Go for it, kid. And then he's in a position on his own 8-yard line, needing to drive the field to make plays, and he made the play. Jackson Smith-Njigba. What a throw, what a catch, what a moment. And then the defense picks off Jalen Hurts again. A guy named Love gets the win for Lock and locks it down for Drew. And that's where Lisa Salters found him, in the rain. You want to talk about that? How about that moment where he was, after the touchdown, he looked up like Andy Dufresne, right, in the rain. That's what it looked like to me.
It was really cool.
Oh, and ESPN was all over it with the shots. And Lisa Salters steps up and speaks to Drew Lock. And I just want to say this again, because the conversation a few weeks ago was all about, as we know, sideline reporters. And what do you need him for anyway? This is what you need him for, of the many. Certainly when there's a real pro at the mic, and Lisa Salters asked the right questions and let it breathe. And this, I'm playing every last second for it, because it's an amazing story that Drew Lock was telling and that Lisa Salters elicited.
Amazing won't do it justice. Amazing won't do it justice, but amazing also doesn't do justice what the O-line, what DK did on that catch, what the receivers did, what Ken Walker, Zach Charbonnet did all game long, the tight ends, man. It takes a special group to rally around a guy that, is coming into his 2nd game of the year, right? Used to the same thing all year long, same cadence, same spin of the ball, everything. For a team like that, not just the offense, the defense to rally around me tonight, man, that was amazing.
I hear some emotion in your voice.
Yeah. It's been a long time. I'm just blessed. Blessed with a great group of guys, a great city, great coaching staff. It's awesome. It's a wow.
Drew, when did you even know you were going to be playing tonight?
Oh, there's a long story going into that one. But I kept the mentality that I was going to play, regardless of what was going on, how people were looking and whatnot. I was just like, you know what, you're going to go out there and play, so just be ready to play. Found out when we got here that I was going to get the nod, and roll the dice, baby. Let's go.
Take us back to the touchdown pass to Jackson. Just what was the play call? Take me through it.
Yeah. I mean, I'll remember that play call for the rest of my life, but we're breaking the huddle. I knew Jax had the one-on-one. Good reminder from Shane in the headset. I said, hey, Jax, if you're one-on-one, I'm throwing you this pill. Sure enough, gave us a one-on-one look. Corner was soft. Jax hit him with some speed. Back pylon, back box throw, came down with it.
Again, Drew, we can see the emotion on your face. We can hear it in your voice. Can you just describe what you're feeling in your heart right now?
Yeah, it's so hard. It's so hard to describe the feeling of, not playing for so long, or at least what feels like a really long time to me. And then you sit there, you watch games, you wonder, can I do this still? I haven't been out there on the field. That's the human nature of it. You get back out there last week, and I'm like, you know what? I'm the man still. I can go do this. And then you got another test this week where I didn't know if I was going to play or not. Sure enough, ended up playing. We're playing the Eagles tonight. And the boys around me rallied tonight. And it's just, gosh, it feels so good. It feels so good. I'm so proud of everybody tonight.
Wow, right? Wow.
That's really good. It was great. It was great.
Drew Lock, just to share that, I'm throwing you the pill, but the boys rallied around me, and I'm still the man, right? You question him. It just shows it's such a human game. Yeah. Sports is such a human moment sometimes, and for him to share his fragility and his
the self-doubt, the confidence,
right,
all of it.
It really was beautiful, and it makes you want to root for him. And then you know, sometimes the best question is not a question, just to have a human reaction. I can see you're emotional, which is a way to make him feel comfortable about being more emotional. Lisa Salters just showed you again why she's the reigning Emmy Award winner for sideline reporting. It was so well done. And then you see what he's talking about with his teammates rallying around him, that he's given heart signs to Gino, who's making it back to him. Is that what they were doing? They're making some sort of sign to each other?
Yeah, I don't know what exactly it was. But these guys obviously have a bond.
And here's the thing. This is Pete Carroll's special sauce. The signs are all there. I'm sure Susie's going to talk about it on What the Football later on today, because she covered Pete at USC. The signs are there on the wall. Always compete. He says it all the time. He wants everybody to compete against one another, because you will then compete your hardest against your actual opponent, but you'll also stay ready for the moment, and nobody takes it personally that you're competing for someone else's job. And if they do, they're out. You're not a Seahawk, or you're not a Trojan from back in the day. You're out. Don't take it personally, because at some point we're going to need you. How many times do you see, after a game, a Seattle Seahawk is significantly hurt, and Pete goes, yeah, and he talks about matter-of-factly. But your fans are like, but Pete, we just lost our player X, player Y, because he just knows the next man up is ready for the moment, because he has prepared that person, and that person is competing, and nobody on the team takes it personally. So Drew Lock is clearly competing against Gino. He was 2 summers ago and lost out at the time because he got COVID and couldn't compete. And obviously, Gino, you have to go with the guy who's ready to go. And then Gino made the most of it. And now here's Drew Lock in a moment, winning, essentially saving the season with the longest drive of the season for Seattle. 92 yards. And now he's going to wind up what? Handing it back to Gino? Probably so. And he's done his job. He competed. And Gino's not sitting there going, damn, is my job in jeopardy? No, he's telling him he loves him from the sideline. I get goosebumps thinking about it. That's Pete Carroll's special sauce. Along with being, what did Jim Brockmeyer call him back in the day?
He's America's oldest teenager.
Oldest teenager, like Dick Clark. Yeah. Now that Dick Clark
is no longer with us.
Honestly, he's jumping around.
He was wearing his hat backwards in the postgame last night. What is happening?
But that's not an act. That's literally this. That's the guy who took his shirt off with DK Metcalf walking in the room.
He rides around on a scooter.
It's his special sauce. And even when you're in a 4-game losing streak, right there, Rick Dalton shift, boom. That's what happens. Always compete. They don't take it personally. They root for one another because the moment's going to hit. And Drew Lock it poured out of him. Well done by Lisa Salters. That was awesome. All around. And kudos to ESPN for letting it go. Not like we got to go to SportsCenter. We got to go to break. That was like a 2.5-minute conversation.
Yeah.
That was like practically a sit-down interview in the rain.
It was pouring.
All of it. All of it. I'm here for all of it. Great sports TV, great sports moment. And Seattle season still alive. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.